Hi FlossTubers, it is Sunday the 28th of August. I'm uploading another video fairly recently to my other one. I think I did that just over a week ago. It's back to work for me on Thursday this week. I'm a teacher, so yeah, school starts again. Luckily no children in Thursday or Friday, just an inset day for us. So we can use those 2 days to get ourselves ready, and yeah, the kids come in on Monday. 32 children in my class this year. 32, where are they going to sit? Who knows? We'll have to find some extra furniture from somewhere. Yeah, so apologies if I look really hot and sweaty. I am roasting. It's not even been one of the hottest days today, but I live in a flat and I'm surrounded by other flats above, below, both sides, and yeah, it gets pretty warm in here, but I am moving soon, so yeah, hopefully the end of September, if all goes to plan this time round, as we've had a little bit of a bumpy ride what with selling this flat, but yeah, so I think it's all back on track now and we should be good to go, and we should be in our house by the end of September, fingers crossed. I really wanted a summer in my house so that I can enjoy the garden and whatnot, but you know, it'll be autumn now, so yeah, but never mind, there's next summer. Apologies, I'm filming in a new location. I keep trying different places just to see what feels best. Now I'm in the early stages of my FlossTube career, if you call it a career. Yeah, and I'm sitting on the computer spinny chair, so I kind of keep spinning, so apologies for that. Okay, so yeah, enough waffle about my life. You're here for stitching, so I shall crack on with that. So, as it's only been a week and a bit since I did my last video, I haven't done loads, but I think I've done enough to warrant another video, so I shall show you my first whip and mini finish since then. So it is the Lakeside Needlecraft Stitch Along, which, if I can find the right one, oh yeah, it's here. Okay, so some major mistakes in this one. Major to me, meant I had to do a lot of fudging along the way, a lot of squashed not half stitches, but where I'd gone one over too many on the even weave, I'd had to go over half. You know what I mean. I just can't explain it very well, but yeah, some stitches look bigger than others, and I've had to sort of make it up elsewhere in the pattern. You can't tell from far away. So yeah, I did post a picture of it on Instagram. My name's Buckle Stitch, in case any of you are interested in finding me on there. But yes, I don't look too closely. But yeah, okay. So this is being stitched on 32 count linen, Belfast linen. It's called Fantasy Wings or Fairy Wings, from a company called Crafty Kitten. Yeah, they're still selling this one, and it's opal as well. I don't know if you can see the, yeah, you see the sparkle. Okay, so I have finished August's circle. So there we go. So I don't know if it'll focus, but the wings are like the most majorly bodged part. So, but yeah, you can't tell. Can you? I can't. Not from here anyway. But once I realised I was going to have to, you know, fudge it for quite a bit of it, it was quite annoying, and yeah, I'm quite glad that this one's finished. It looks really pretty though. Love all the colours. I like the tail, I like the back stitch of the tail. Yeah, so I used all the recommended threads for this. I use Anchor, so I use all the anchor threads that I've got in my stash. The only thing that isn't anchor, and the only thing that I've changed from the original pattern, is the colour of the border, so the circles and this sort of straight edge border as well. So for the circles, I've used a hand-dyed thread from Crafty Kitten called Twilight Shadows. Sorry if I'm repeating myself from previous videos. And this one here is a DMC variegated thread, which is like shades of light blue, just to change it up a little bit. So the empty circle is ready for September, and then I probably should think about doing the circle for October, which would be over here. Yeah, so now I'm back to work. I don't think I'll be as quick with my progress on these. Yeah, because I've got the Clouds Factory stitch along that will come out on the 1st of September as well, the postcards. So I'd like to try and keep up with them as best I can. But back to work might mean that that doesn't quite happen, but I'll try my best. I find stitching quite relaxing of an evening if I've been really busy all day. Teaching is can be very stressful, but you never get a chance to sit down, never. So, you know, I like to try and reward myself in the evening by, you know, having half an hour, maybe an hour if I'm lucky, of stitching time where I can just sit, drink a cup of tea, stitch, and switch my brain off from thinking about that day's lessons or tomorrow's lessons or whatever else it is that might be going on. So yeah, I find it really therapeutic in that way. Okay, so that was the Lakeside Needlecraft. If you're interested in doing that, if you haven't heard of it, I've got a Facebook group. Everyone posts progress pictures regularly. It's also been featured in this month's Cross Stitch Crazy magazine, which I had my subscription through in the post a couple of days ago, which I will have a look through later with you. Yeah, when I'm going through my haul or stash acquisitions for the week. Okay, so yeah, so that's my stitch along. I also finished the Clouds Factory postcards, but I think I'd finished that in the previous video, so I won't show you that again. Okay, so other things I've worked on this week. Okay, so this is from Clouds Factory, and this is their Big Bang Theory character pattern. So here they are. Okay, so we've got Sheldon, Leonard and Penny. Penny took maybe an hour to stitch. Really quick, that one. Yeah, it won't be too long, I don't think, before I finish these. So yeah, 4 people left: Raj, Bernadette, Amy and Howard left. So yeah, and this is being stitched on, it's a 32 count even weave, but I do not know the name of it because it came from a grab bag of fabric from Sparkly's, and I don't think there were names given to these, so yeah. And this was a really long piece of fabric, so it's been cut down to be more appropriate for what I'm stitching here. Okay, and there's my guitar needle minder from eBay, can't remember what seller. So yeah, really enjoying this one. My sister's recently finished one as well, from Clouds Factory, with friends on it. It's her first ever cross stitch, and she's gotten into it now. After all these years of making fun of me, rather, she's now decided to give it a go, so ha! And she's now on her second one of a Finding Dory pattern, and she's bought a third one, which are the characters from Greece, off of a page on Etsy. So yeah, she's a one at a time, one whip at a time person at the moment. Let's see how long that lasts, because that was me once. And now I've got probably about 8 active whips, which I know isn't that many compared to some, but there we go. We shall see what happens. Okay, so I worked on that. Oh yes, this one. Okay, this one as you've only seen in my very first video, if you've watched that, and I got this as a birthday or Christmas present, I can't remember, good few years ago now. I've only been stitching for about 3.5 years, and I think I probably got this maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and I got a little bit fed up with it, but I decided that I think I can get it finished by the end of the year. I could probably get it finished sooner than that if I didn't have the monthly stitch alongs that I wanted to keep up with. So, and it's my Westie. Okay, so yesterday and today I have spent a lot of time, I don't know how well this will show up, but doing the white and cream or off-white colours in his face. I don't know if I can show you. You might be able to make it out there in between the browns. So yeah, that is all I've done recently. The last time I touched this was well over a year and a half ago. So it was from a Rio Lees or Rio Lees kit. These are all the threads. Bit of a mess. But you do get, whoops, you do get this little thread organiser so you can match the colours. And make sure you're stitching the right one. And this is what it will look like in the end. You can kind of see that already. But yeah, very cute. You can still buy this on Amazon. It was about £12 something. Someone on Stitch Mania, when I posted a photo, asked me. It's about £12 something on Amazon, so not too bad. And this is my Beauty and the Beast needle minder from Stitching Mad on Etsy. So yeah, hopefully I'll get him out again this week sometime. And oh yeah, one more thing I've worked on since our last video. I just started today. So I told you in my last video that I subscribed to Just Cross Stitch magazine. Digital download offer, so I've managed to download the past 2 years worth of magazines onto my iPad, and then I also get the further year from now, the next year's worth emailed to me or available to download for me every time they come out. So as I was flicking through the latest one, apologies if I don't look like I'm looking at the camera, I keep looking at myself rather than where the camera is on the iPad, so apologies if it looks a bit strange. Yeah, so I found a really nice pattern, so saved on my iPad, which I'm filming on, so I took a photo of it on my phone, so I will show you what it is. It's a bear toasting some marshmallows over a fire. It's really cute. If it will load up, bear with me. Okay, so there he is. So I really like this. I used to go camping a lot with guides when I was younger, so kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Yeah, so it calls for DMC, so I'm using my anchor set. For the fur of the bear, I bought myself a shade of brown dinky dye silk, which I will show you shortly. I thought it would be more variegated than it is, because I wanted to try and get sort of different tones of brown in there, but I've only done a little bit, which I'll show you in a minute, so it might turn out to be better than it looks at the moment. And I've also got some green hand dyed thread for the foliage, or the branch that he's cooking his marshmallow on. Okay, so I'm using the same fabric as I'm using for the Big Bang Theory, because it's kind of an outdoorsy, could be a sky pattern. So that is all I have done this afternoon. So that is using a dinky dye silk called, oh, I think it was called Iron Bark. I'll have a look in a minute. And there's my Mary Poppins needle minder from Stitching Mad. There is no way that my needle minders link with what I'm stitching. Oh, sorry, software update. Not now. Yeah, so I just use whatever one's free. So yeah, this is again 32 count even weave, no name, as it came from Sparkly's grab bag. So that's his paw there. Okay, so I'll show you the thread that I'm using. Okay, I need to bobbinate this, it's a bit of a mess, but yeah, here it is. There's kind of a rich brown. It does look lighter and darker in places. I don't think you'll be able to tell here, but yeah, it does. So maybe the variegation will show up. It is called Ironbark. Dinky Dye Silk. And here is the green I'll be using for the leaves. And that is from Sparkly's, called Mossy Bank. So I'm looking forward to that, and then I'll use regular anchor threads for all the other colours in the design. Okay, so that's all I've worked on since last time, but that is four whips. I don't think that's too bad for a week and a bit. Yeah, so as well as the Dinky Dye threads that arrived to start my bear, any other hauls? So I've got the Cross Stitch Crazy magazine, okay, which is here. Okay, so August in Cross Stitch land, Cross Stitch magazine land, obviously means Christmas. I really like this. This is a free bonus chart in addition to the magazine. I really like that, so I might do it. As I said before, I find it quite difficult to stitch Christmas things when it isn't anywhere near Christmas, and then that kind of means the things I do stitch for Christmas are either very small or don't get finished in time for Christmas and then end up waiting for the next year. So I might try and change my habits if there's something I really like that I want to do. Yeah, like I said, the Lakeside Needlecraft have a feature in this one. So if you're interested in that stitch along, you could buy this copy of the magazine when it's out in the supermarkets. I think on maybe, normally they come out on a Thursday, I think. I get them in the post. But yeah, so yeah, there's a Pegasus there. Okay, so yeah, find their Facebook group if you're interested. There was another really cute free kit with this, which I've left on the other side of the room, but it was those two, which I think I'll be doing, because I really like those. And they come with a little pom-pom for the nose and a hat. So yeah, I definitely will be having a go at those. Nothing else jumping out at me straight away in this, but you never know. I'll flick through several times and you know, make sure I've looked properly, see if there's anything that I would like to do in the future. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's out this coming week in the supermarkets. Not just supermarkets, but that tends to be the only place where I find, or WH Smith's or somewhere like that. Okay, so plans for the next week, 2 weeks or so. I've ordered some new fabric, again from Crafty Kitten. It does take a while, but I'm in no rush to start these ones, so doesn't matter to me. And they are replacement fabrics for 2 kits that I have. Now, since I've started stitching more designs on even weave, I kind of tend to, I'm finding that I'm preferring that more now than Ada. So the kits that I've got both come with 14 count Ada. So I think to encourage me, well, this is what I thought yesterday, to encourage me to start them, I thought I would buy some 28 count even weave hand dyed fabric, you know, just to, I don't know, get me going to these kits, which I've had for ages. So this is one of them. So both of the kits are by Both Your Threads. So my mum picked this one out for me to do. So it's the 4 season